فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. All those of you who believe, fear Allah as you should be feared, and die only as Muslims. First thing I'd like to start with is a bit of info on Sura Insaan. The surah has a unique and beautiful signature. Every time Allah SWT talks about Jannah, He also talks about Jahannam. When God talks about heaven, He also talks about hell. But when He talks about reward, He also talks about punishment. But in this surah specifically, Allah talks about punishment extremely little. There's barely any description, as He spent most of the surah talking about reward. It's a special shift and a special mercy of Allah that you can see in this surah, that Allah emphasizes His reward so much more than His punishment. That's one immediate observation to make, even if you just read a translation of the surah. I remember one time during 10th grade, I was giving a presentation for my chemistry final. And I was fasting during that time. It was Ramadan during that time. So I'm really thirsty. And you know that feeling when you're giving a speech or a presentation and suddenly you feel thirsty? And it's Ramadan, so I'm fasting, so I feel even more thirsty. I feel the thirst on top of that. And I brought it up during the presentation how I'm really thirsty. So my non-Muslim friend offers me a glass of water. But he doesn't know that I'm fasting. He doesn't know that it's Ramadan. He's not Muslim, of course. So I let him know that, as much as he wants to help me, he really can't. I'm doing this for Allah. And I'm starting with this because of what's mentioned in Surah Insaan. I'm going to start by telling you that the rewards of the Jannah in this surah, Allah uniquely does emphasize drinks quite a bit. And in order to help you understand, I'm going to kind of give you three different layers, three different levels of drinks and service. Have you ever been to a picnic or somebody invited you to a barbecue where you can just pour yourself a drink? This is like economy level service. You help yourself, pick whichever drink you want, here's the cup, pour it, drink it all by yourself. But that's one kind of service, self-service, where you get yourself a drink. But then sometimes you get invited to a fancy wedding or a fancy dinner reception, something like that. Everybody's dressed up and they have people dressed up like penguins walking around giving you a drink. They all walk around and ask if you want more drinks. And then you have the table already with the glasses, upside down on the table. The glasses already set. Quran says, Akwabu mawdu'a, Quran called it. So you fill up the glass, and the guy comes, and he pours the drink in. And then you drink it, and he pours more. And then you drink it, and he pours more. And he doesn't stop. But the idea is, did you have to get up and pour the drink yourself? Or was it served to you? It's served to you, right? It's a little bit elite service. It's not plastic cups at a barbecue. It's not plastic cups where you go help yourself. Now what's happening in Surah Insaan is Allah first says, إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ يَشْرَبُ مِنْ كَأْسٍ. Good people are going to be drinking from cups. كَانَ مِزَاجُهَا كَافُورًا. And Allah talks about the flavor of the drink a little bit. But it seems from the verbiage, it seems like the way Allah is describing it, they're going themselves and they're helping themselves from these cups. And then later on, in that same set of ayat, He also says, عَيْنًا يَشْرَبُ بِهَا عِبَادُ اللَّهِ يُفَجِّرُونَ وَنَهَا. There's going to be cups, there's going to be a waterfall or a spring with drinks coming out of it, and you pour out your cup. That's the scene. But it still sounds like self-service, doesn't it? A little bit later, a couple of ayat later, وَيَسْقَوْنَ فِيهَا كَأْسًا. Now Allah upgrades it. It's like some higher level. The service in Jannah is moving up, you're being upgraded. And now Allah says they'll be given drinks. They're not drinking, they're being given drinks. They're being given the drink, which suggests now you don't have to go and get your own drink. Now these servers are coming to you when you go. When you move عَلَيْهِمْ with them. That people, the servants, will be circling around you. Would you like this flavor? Please try this one, some of this one, that one. And the servants are constantly circling around, serving you drinks. You don't even have to get up. But then comes another stage. And Allah adds something that He didn't add before. All of a sudden, Allah starts describing that these people are now getting dressed up. Now something more is happening. They're being given green robes and special kinds of silk, as the Lord describes in the Quran. And when you get dressed up like that, you get dressed up when you're going somewhere important, and you're going to meet some important people. You dress differently when you go to meet the president than when you go to meet your best friend or your neighbor. You dress differently when you're going to an ICWP fundraiser than when you're going to your friend's house. There's a difference. So now the Quran is saying the drinks were being served, and were serving themselves, and then the drinks got upgraded, and now before he mentions the next set of drinks, people are getting dressed up for some kind of special ceremony, some kind of special event in Jannah. So it's as if the people of Jannah, may Allah make all of those people of Jannah, are being prepared for a special event. That before you go to that event, you have to get dressed up a little bit, you have to get ready. And so you're given these special clothes for the special occasion. And so now you're wondering what's going to happen at the special event. And Allah says, وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. Their Lord, Allah Himself, is going to give them a purified drink. So Allah is getting us dressed for meeting Him. And not only do we get to meet Allah, Allah is the one giving us the drink. Like, the language of this portion of the surah is so powerful. This is not just a drink, this is something else. You know, known to us, we call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the highest, the most exalted. Nobody's higher than Allah, but let me just give you an idea of what it means when you think highly of someone. When someone is of high value to you, the more important someone is, the less you can get their time. It's very hard to get their time. Think of a doctor's appointment. You have to schedule in advance, you have to wait until the appointment day, and even when you show up on time, you have to wait there in the waiting room for some time. And if you're even 10 minutes late, appointment canceled. Try again, get back in line. I'm on the NSA board, and I'm trying to get a hold of the speaker, and that's not an easy task. There was a speaker I reached out to in August, and he replies to me in October. I'm not blaming him at all, these speakers are very important and busy people. The idea is that when you get time from someone very important, every second matters. Every second counts. Here, it's not you getting time from Allah. Allah is making special time for you. Just who's more important than Allah? And Allah's not only making special time for you, He's pouring you the drink Himself in this third level of service. This is not just a reward, this is not just a drink. And it's interesting, all the other drinks are described with a flavor. Kafura, Zanjabila. But this drink that Allah pours, that Allah gives, He says about it, وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. Allah will provide them a drink that is purified. As if you were in the purest company of all, and the flavor of this drink can only be described as ultimately pure. It's beyond description. The most you can know by it is it's going to be pure. شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. All this amounts to one thing more than anything else. And it runs to acknowledgement that you're not invisible, that you're being seen, you're being appreciated, you're being singled out by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself. And it didn't stop there. When I imagine Jannah in my own head, one of the things I'm very excited about is meeting the people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about in the Quran. Like, these are the real celebrities. Imagine you're in Jannah, Ibrahim alayhi salam is there, and you walk up to him and you're like, you know, I read a Khutbah about you. I hope the speaker got it right. These are the real celebrities. But if we're nervous about meeting the messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meeting these amazing prophets, these amazing figures that are mentioned in the Quran, can you imagine our state of emotions when we're about to have a meeting with Allah Himself? Like the level of nervousness, because everything we did in this life that's accounted to have this meeting, we're dressed to meet with Allah Himself, and the drink is being poured. And I know, and you know, that no amount of effort we can ever make in this life is going to be enough. There's no way, there's nothing you can do that the payment, the reward for it, that which you deserve is Jannah. None of us deserve Jannah. And also Allah says, إِنَّهَا لَكَانَ لَكُمْ جَزَاءً. This has been your guaranteed payment. This is your reward. So all the rewards in Jannah, Jannah has this, all this. Jannah has homes, palaces, amazing food. All of the acknowledgement from Allah that all of this is being rewarded, meaning you earned it. But how did you earn it? Allah says, وَكَانَ سَعْيُكُمْ مَشْكُورًا. Your efforts have always been appreciated. Who's appreciating my effort in this ayah? Allah Azza wa Jalla, right? Allah is acknowledging every one of our efforts. The world that we live in right now only respects results. There is no respect for effort. There's only respect for results. In this life, there's winners and there's losers. And the loser does not get acknowledged. Who's the fastest man in the world? I think the majority of us, or a decent bit of us, know the answer. Usain Bolt. Who's the second fastest man in the world? Does anyone know? Human beings can't acknowledge anyone. Human beings can only function when they operate based on results, winners and losers, this and that, black and white. We don't celebrate the effort, we celebrate the results. Most of the time, our efforts are invisible. People don't see effort, people only see the result. You see someone do well on an exam, and suddenly you think it's so easy for them. What you don't see in the background is the several hours they put in studying for that exam. People only see the result. Nobody's going to care about who lost the election. People are only going to care about who won. That's the result. It doesn't matter if you had a really good effort in the interview. If you didn't get the job, you failed. The effort doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much work you put into your project. If the project missed the deadline, all that effort is gone. It doesn't count. But Allah, the only one who says that the only thing matters in the next life, and the thing that Allah will acknowledge in the next life, is your effort. It's not the results. And so much so that in this world, the efforts are invisible and results are visible. And in that world, the results will disappear and the efforts will be visible. So the winner might become a loser and the loser might become a winner. That's the reward that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. And this is the most incredible realization that a believer can live with. Because we are now living in a time where everybody is hungry for acknowledgement. We're hungry for attention. You know, everyone's posting on Instagram for attention, results, never about the effort. We need, as human beings, we crave attention all the time. We need acknowledgement. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah, in this surah, has given the answer to our need and acknowledgement. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم